Hey guys, it's Gabby. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a TikTok tutorial. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought it'd be nice to, bring it back and do one today. I was looking in the comments of one of my recent videos on TikTok, and a lot of you guys were asking how I did this floating blanket part in the video. Don't know what video I'm talking about. I'm going to play it right now. If you want to learn how to do the floating blanket part transition thing in that video, keep on watching. This floating blanket thing is called the floating blanket transition, and you probably haven't heard of it on TikTok because I just made it up right now. If you're recreating this tutorial, make sure to hashtag it floating blanket transition so that I can see it and so that other people can see it as well. All you need is an iPhone and Video Star. I do not know how to do this on Androids, and I'm very sorry, but if you know how to do the clone transition, figured out how to do the cloning transition on an Android or somewhere free on Apple, you can use the same method. I'm just going to use Video Star because I feel like it's the best option. It's not free, unfortunately, but I think it's the best option. And sorry, it's not like a free pack, but this is how I edit my videos, and they turn out really, really well and professional looking. So if you want to spend the, I don't know, however much, like $1 or $2 on the pack, it's totally worth it. Without further ado, let's get on to filming. Oh, how am I so white? I forgot to mention that you also need a blanket, obviously, for the floating blanket transition, and you need duct tape. If you have like skyrocket high ceilings, then this floating blanket transition will kind of be hard. If you have a room where the ceiling is not like extremely high, you know what I mean? Then you could definitely do this. I do 3 lines of tape, if that makes sense. And I just tape it to the ceiling like this, like this high right here. I'm gonna grab my chair because I need help with the chair. Make sure that you're secure on your chair. Also with duct tape, you do want to make sure that you're not pressing too hard on the ceiling with it. What can happen is when you take the duct tape off after you film, the paint can come with the duct tape. We don't want that to happen. I've learned is to press very lightly and then put a strip over it, and I'll show you what I mean by that because it makes no sense. You want to face the duct tape towards the camera, so the sticky part is facing towards you guys right now. And you're going to tape it to the ceiling like this. Just press very, very lightly. For this transition, I want the blanket to be like about up to my neck. So I'm gonna bring that down a little bit more. With duct tape, it's easy to rip it off like this. If you need scissors, obviously use scissors. After you have that, you're just gonna take about 1.5 to 2 inches of duct tape, and you're just gonna place it over the seal. Depending on what size blanket you have, I would recommend 3 tapes. So like 1 here, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the other side. Once you have those 3 up, probably the hardest part now is putting the blanket on. I always keep my chair there just in case the blanket falls. Make sure these are on pretty tight. And yes, you're supposed to see the tape when you're recording, obviously. I think that's good. Here's some crackles on this side. Now that you've had the hardest part done, it's pretty easy recording the next part. So what I did in the other video was I just stood here and did and then I went behind the blanket like this. So that's basically what you do. Those hand things that I did are super easy. I'm not going to go in depth on how to do them and how to edit them, but all I did was that, and then I multi-layered them so that they looked like a bunch of different hands all at once. If you want a separate tutorial in depth on that, leave it down in the comments below. I'm recording on my phone right now. You can't see, but I am. So I'm gonna go. Once you do your little trick and you go like this, you're done, and you can take this whole contraption down. When you're done filming the transition, you want to make sure to lift the blanket up with one hand and just like really slowly peel the tape off with the other hand so that it won't rip the paint off the ceiling, because if you try and like rip it, it's not going to be pretty, so don't do that. Once you have ripped the blanket off, it's time to film the second part. Right where you had your blanket hanging, you're going to drop it on the floor and get this piece of tape out here. You're going to go change it to a different outfit so that when you like do the transition, it looks cool. Put this on. The easiest part, you're just going to pick up the blanket and hopefully I don't hit the fan. Last part that you have to film is the blanket and you completely out of the frame. So I'm going to go over here and you're going to wait about like 5 seconds so that your phone's like recording. There's nobody in frame, it's just the background. And once you're done with all that filming, I'm going to show you how to edit it and how to put it together, and it's going to look cool. I've cut these clips into where I throw the blanket over my head in the slow-mo part, and then you're going to cut it to where there's nobody in frame. And then the last thing that you're going to do is cut it to where you're just like standing outside of the blanket. Make sure to check where your phone's positioned. Make sure you have enough room. Make sure you're not going to be out of frame like I am. Once you have cut those 3 clips into 3 separate clips, you're going to go to Video Star. And actually this is the actual clips here that I have used in my video. Edit video. And then do this one here. Okay, so once you have that in, you are going to import, not a photo, you're going to import a video. And it's going to be this one of you out of frame. Like that. With those 2 clips, you're going to multi-layer clip, and you're going to do this one first. And so wherever the tape is, you're gonna erase it, basically. So this is the part that took me a while for my video because I'm very picky. See how like wonky that looks? You're gonna have to like make it look better. It's quite hard. I'm gonna leave it like this. It does not look, I would not leave it like this in a normal video, but for just showing you how to do it, you're gonna have to play around with that. And it looks like a floating blanket, basically. Once you have that clip of it floating, it looks like it's floating, and then you go through it. So now this part is a little bit tricky, but not really. You're gonna send to camera roll, and way to get it very smooth looking, and I'll show you in this clip here. And I came up with this way to make it super duper smooth. I'm gonna show you how to do that now. Once you have this clip here of it floating, you're going to screenshot you behind the thing. Once you have that screenshotted, you're gonna go to edit video and then click the video of you out of frame. So once you have that, you're gonna import the photo. Sorry, also, this is, I was trying to take a creative picture for Instagram. They kind of turned out weird. I might post one. I really don't know what I was doing. You're going to have that picture and you're going to put it in Video Star. We're going to edit mask and you are going to try your hardest and get like every little thing and make an outline of the blanket. Once you have the blanket, you can see that it's moving. To get it back to a regular form, just double tap the screen. Now you're going to go to edit keyframes and go a couple seconds, or not even a second, like just a little bit. And then you're gonna bring the blanket up. I'm just gonna make a keyframe so that, see how the blanket like rises? It should look like that. You're gonna go back, make sure it's saved, and then create it. And basically the whole video is that. But now you're going to save to camera roll. Now I use this other app, it's called Video Shop. I honestly recommend you guys get all of these apps that I'm using because I use them every single time I'm editing. 2 videos, the one before, the one after. Import another video, I forgot to import. Video of you doing the slow-mo blanket transition in a different outfit. I'm going to adjust the speed of this faster because it's too slow for me. Like watch it back, I guess it's a pretty good speed, and then you're gonna crop it. You always want to adjust the speed first because when you're cropping in or speeding up a video in Video Shop, it will not let you speed up the video, and I'll show you right now if it's under 1 second. See, the video is too short. So I always, before I crop it, I make sure the speed works in Video Shop first, and then I work on the cropping. It should be like decently smooth. I mean, I move the camera, so you see how it's going up and down, like this part here. It's because the camera moved. That's what happens when your camera moves, so make sure that you have a steady tripod. The reason why it moved was because I was using my camera tripod, which is what I use for my phone, but I didn't have like a proper tripod, so it kept moving, and that's what it creates that like movement, and you don't want that in your videos. You want to make it look as smooth as possible, so make sure that your camera doesn't move in this transition. Another app that I use is LumaFX, and it's super good for color correcting your videos and adding really cool flashing effects. So when I put this video in, it won't even look like there's anything wrong with it because I could fix it. Happy, I love this. It's really fun to play around with. You probably see it in my TikToks all the time. But so like right where it happens, probably do like something like that, and you could barely even see it. I love to play around with this stuff. It's like literally so much fun. So I could sit here for hours. This is why it takes me so long to edit, because I just like mostly play around with it, how things look, and it's just like really fun, you know? That is how you do the floating blanket transition and make it smooth. All I can say is make sure your camera doesn't move, which is a very important thing. Make sure the tape does not rip off the paint on your ceiling or wherever you're putting the tape on. So be very careful about that. And make sure that you're in frame. That's a very important thing, especially when you're filming slow-mo. You can't see yourself. Like you're gonna have to turn and look, and you can't move the phone, so it's like really hard. Make sure that you're in frame, make sure it's steady, and you'll be good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for new videos every single Thursday. Follow my other socials. I will leave them down in the description box below. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, I don't know. Make sure to hashtag this transition if you remake it using the hashtag floating blanket transition. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and yeah, have a great day. Bye!